Okay, this is the unboxing for the Blade GT Mini Pro 2023 version.
The battery is very much the redeeming quality of the scooter. Although some kids on bikes that are I was these kids once on this exact road.
Very nice sticker.
I could tell though if I had about an extra this thing would be a lot more flush.
Okay,
It's a scooter for big
this is
boys.
what I come in box over here. Blade GT Mini right here. If you can see.
Consider this scooter as a serious all-around option if you're in the market for scooters and you weigh 230 pounds or more. But also consider this scooter if you just want something really powerful with a giant battery and you don't have a lot of money. Keep in mind you're sacrificing all of the technology to increase your comfort that we've come to learn and love over the last few years.
This is the charger.
So, what's that worth to you?
100%. Yep, that's the charger right here.
But I know for everybody, scooters aren't the number one top priority in their lives, and they just want something cheap to get around just for fun. Maybe you're also saving up for a gaming PC.
Got the cable.
I know I'm not, so I'll blow all numbers on scooters every day.
What comes in the box.
I can't believe this thing still has
Really protected.
just the sketchiest
Very
suspension.
good protection.
It's only really safe up to about 28, 30 miles per hour. Anything over that, it's sketchy.
They give us a Tevroon. Tevroon holding back. Not bad at all.
Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.
We got the Allen key. Okay, we got the Allen key. Magic Allen key. Okay, this is the actual scooter right here. This beauty right here. This beauty right here.
Oh, yes. Just got legit air. Guys, it's Ginger on Wheels here. We have got the Wolf King GTR.
Okay.
This scooter is absolutely crazy.
This is the
It's
beauty.
only one I've ever ridden that actually goes over 65 miles an hour. Let's roll the intro and check this thing out.
This is the beauty. Okay, we're gonna ensemble it now.
This is it, the Cobble Wolf King GTR. There are a whole host of changes on this scooter we're gonna go over through the course of this video. So can you tell? Can you tell by looking at it? At the back is a 12-inch deck clearance, so we're at 11 inches on the front, slightly higher in the back. On the GT Pro, we had an 8.5-inch deck clearance, so up 3 inches. So the scooter's 3 inches higher, and the GT Pro had an 8.5-inch kickstand. The GTR has a 9.5-inch kickstand. So you get this insane lean angle when the thing is parked. It's really far lean over that way. The kickstand used to be longer, but I really love this. I got rid of the little ankle shredder. The old Wolf Warriors used to have this little protrusion right here that I think was for kicking down the kickstand, but really when you're walking the scooter, it would just absolutely shred your Achilles tendon. So that's gone, thank you. The handlebars, the deck to bar height on this scooter is actually shorter than the GT Pro. This is your lights, turn signals, and horn. This is the exact same as the GT Pro. This is our TFT display here. Again, exact same as the GT Pro, except you see this little ESP pin here. Maybe you can. That stands for electronic skid protection. And this is one of 2 scooters I've ever ridden with that feature. The front motor will actually stop spinning when you burn out. So if you pin the throttle on any hyper scooter, the tires just starts burning out wildly. On this one, it'll
This is
throttle
very
the
beautiful.
to the front motor so that it'll have
Gorgeous.
just enough power right before it starts to burn out, but it won't actually burn out. So you get a lot faster acceleration off
This
the
is the
line.
Blade Mini
According to
Pro
the display
version.
on that top speed run, we went 69 miles per hour, but according to Draghi, we went 60. So this thing does read very generously, which is strange because this thing thinks it has 12-inch tires in the settings, and I measured the tires. They're actually 12 inches. So it actually is just the math in the computer that's wrong. It's not like an exaggerated spec. But if you lower the tire size to 11.5 inches instead of 12, then the speed is accurate on here. This is our new trigger throttle. This works in tandem with the TFT display here. They rolled these out in limited batches on the GT Pro, but now they are stock on the GTR, as you can see. I prefer trigger now. We went all the way through the motions. We started with the trigger. We said maybe the thumb will be better. We did the thumb throttle for a while. We tried these ones, well, up and down. We tried the in and out ones, and now we're back to the finger because I think we all realized for off-roading, you need your thumb wrap around the bar. It's just that's the way it is. So we got the trigger on there. This suspension piece in the front is actually a lot longer than the GT Pro or any of the other Wolf series. I don't know that anyone else has mentioned this, but this has adjustable compression and you get 1 inch more travel than you do with any of the other Wolves, even with the GT Pro. But you get a lot more front suspension. It is so much more comfortable. This thing's actually capable of doing real off-roading now because we have a coil suspension in the back. Thank you. Adjustable rebound coil suspension. And if you lift the scooter up on a stand, you don't need a spanner wrench to turn this preload. You can just turn this preload nut with your bare hands when the scooter's off the ground and adjust the preload with the spring. It's really nice. You adjust the preload once and then you adjust the rebound depending on which terrain you're riding on. These are our new 12-inch around, 4-inch wide tires. I'm a huge fan of these tires. I really, really like them. They ride really nice on and off road. Good grip. They don't spin out because we got the new traction control. Good cornering. And I feel like the 4-inch upgrade was necessary with the scooter and the extra weight. This thing's 137 pounds now, so we're getting into the real vehicle category and we needed wider tires. One thing that we also needed though was upgraded brakes, and we didn't get it. We still only have the 160mm Zoom brakes. We really need like quad piston Magura brakes on here or something because coming from a full stop, 1 time is okay, but 2 times the brakes get mushy. Like you can pull them as hard as they'll go. They don't touch the bar. They'll just pull to like right here, but you can pull as hard as you want and the scooter won't stop. It'll just slowly slow down. So when you lose stopping power like that on a machine this fast and heavy, it is scary business. I'm probably going to upgrade these to 160mm floating rotors, and hopefully that gives me better cooling and stopping power. We'll see though. This controller compartment is completely separate from the battery, which is here. And we saw this on the GT Pro, but this one is completely revamped. I took this apart the other day to check it out, because that's what I do. I just like to poke around inside this $4,000 scooter. And it's completely waterproofed, and they have like really good wire routing and cable management inside there. I think the big difference between this scooter and the other ones that makes it go that much faster, not the sport mode, but the connection between the motors and the controllers. They were using bullet connectors before, which work, but they're not great. And now the motor wires are physically screwed onto the controller. So I don't know for a fact, but I feel like that increased connection, conductivity of the like pure metal on metal being screwed on, the power transfer through the connection is insane. Here's our removable battery. So this thing has a code that you can set. You spin it to unlock, and then the battery pulls out. It has a connector on the bottom. I'll turn the scooter off first. So the battery has a connector on the bottom, and no one's mentioned this yet, not even Devora Motors, but when you pull the battery out of the bottom, there's a button. You push the button, and when you're charging it, which you can plug the charger into the top where you normally would plug it in, it actually shows a battery level readout right here. There's a little button, so you can check how full the battery is while you're charging it in your office or your house or whatever. And when it's full, bring it back out to your scooter, just chuck it in. And like Jimmy Chang and Andrew mentioned, when the thing is locked into place, it does still have a bit of play, and the actual physical latch holding it in is really skinny. So if someone wanted to, if they were so compelled, they could easily just rip the battery out of the scooter. Keep that in mind. If you're leaving it outside in the parking lot or something at work, and it's locked up like with all the other bicycles, Microsoft has a nice like bike cage in their parking garage people lock stuff up in. I would still take the battery inside with me. Another thing this scooter has that's maybe worth mentioning is this little hook. This is for folding the scooter. When the scooter folds down, this hook latches in right there, and you can actually lift it up, like connect it as one piece now. I'm not sure how helpful that really is for anybody. If you're lifting the scooter, you're not in a great place in your life anyways. So I guess the hook makes a bad situation slightly better, but when the scooter is folded and the hook is latched, you can see there's this little spot right here where the paint from this piece takes off the paint from this piece, so there's just going to be a little paint missing on every single Wolf King GTR because of bad R&D. Good job. The display, you do still need to be very careful of the display when you fold the scooter, you guys. This is a very thin display. That's a very thick metal bar, and if you fold the scooter too quickly, it'll break for sure. I did that on my Varla Eagle 1 2.0, but yeah, if you just move the display forward with your hands, then you're fine. Make sure it's out of the way before you fold the scooter, or you're going to be asking for a new one. The scooter does have dual charge ports. They're in the top, and these are not the same GX16-3 charge ports we're used to. These are a new, I don't know what it's called. I think it's SP13. If anybody knows what that connection is called, please tell me. But if they are SP13, they're capable of 15 amps each, which is exciting. We might be able to charge the scooter at 1C, depending on how fast the BMS will allow. But once I get a charger that fits in there, we'll see how fast the scooter will allow charge. It's really hot, you guys, and I'm sweating my nuts off, so I'm gonna hop on this thing and ride. We can talk about all this while we're moving. What I'm mostly excited to do is test out this traction control feature off-road. Because on pavement, when the traction control is engaged, you hit the throttle, give it the beans, the tire will still spin for like a half a second before the traction control kicks on. So I want to see how effective that actually is off-road. Oh yeah, before we do that, one cool thing I discovered, the scooter has a walk mode. When you first turn it on, it's in P. This is a safety feature so you don't immediately send it as soon as the scooter turns on. But if you double tap the mode button, a little walking man appears, and you can walk the scooter and hold the throttle, and it just goes like 2.5 miles an hour. So it's 130 pounds, but now I can walk it up hills and stuff without looking like an idiot or breaking a sweat. When you're ready to move and you want the walking man to go away, you just push the speed mode button into any other speed mode and it goes away. And you ride away. That's really cool. I like the walking feature. The Segway had that too, and I feel like Cabo might have taken that idea, but the Segway walking mode was actually way too fast. It was like 4 or 5 miles an hour. No one does that. Alright, let's test out this traction control off-road. But single motor, let's start single motor, maybe mode 3. Alright, off-roading with a Wolf, back in the OG roots. Ooh, that suspension getting beat up. We're gonna need to, let's see, suspension's too fast, so I want it to go slower. So I'm gonna turn this suspension piece to the plus side, and plus means we're closing the valve, and we're letting less oil through with our springs, and that means we're gonna have more resistance when we hit jumps and things. I believe these are set up exactly the same, so you wanna make sure that you turn the left as much as you turn the right. Okay, try this. You generally want fast compression off-roading, but that was just too fast. It's bottoming right out. Oh my gosh, this front suspension is so much nicer. I'm glad the bars are shorter now too. This is right back to where I like it, the sweet spot. Oh, that traction control is sweet. Traction control does not work on braking. It has an ABS feature which kind of vibrates the electronic brakes, but that's a joke. No one uses that. Still not a very valid function, unfortunately. Oh, this is steep. Oh, God. Oh, that front suspension. I love it. I love it. It's bad when it hits things, but it's really good when it lands. Like when you get air and you land, it's like a pillow. But when it hits things head on, it's just still a big jolt. Wow, that's cool. Ginger on Wheel Cruise off-road for comfort. Let's see how it does for performance. Let's put it in dual motor mode, and we're gonna try to go up the hill in dual motor mode. If you know anything about scooters, we're gonna be spinning out that front tire like a mad. So let's see how well this traction control actually works. Ready? I'm gonna floor it. It works! We're not spinning out the front tire. The traction control actually works. My God. This is really cool. Putting all the power to the ground that it possibly can without spinning out the front tire and making you lose control. Oh my God, yes! This is the best off-road scooter ever, dude. Are you kidding me right now? How is this even real? Wow. So many other scooters are going to be coming out with this feature soon. This is a total game changer. The off-road traction control, man. I can go so much faster with so much more confidence off-road with the traction control and dual motor. It's wild. Yeah, love it. 100% love it. I think speed mode 4, off-roading, dual motor mode, is the sweet spot. And you just hear the tire just gently scuffing off the dirt. When it makes contact with the dirt, it'll just kind of go chick, 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 and scuff a little bit, and then stop spinning so you can regain traction next time it touches the ground. It's no Tesla as far as traction control, but it is great. It is great. We're going to be doing a lot more off-roading in this video, I think. Oh, yes. Now I really am unstoppable. I can actually kind of go anywhere I want to do. I don't need to do a road. I'm turning around. We're doing more off-road. That was so fun.
Type of room,
This scooter
baby.
has so much power. Even at 30 miles an hour, I can let off the throttle and then push it again, and it has a huge surge of power. It's not like a slow ramp up. One complaint I've got with Cabo still, and I don't know if it's the Zoom brakes particularly, or Cabo, like the way they've designed the regen braking, but the regen will kick on like a second after I hit the brakes, and I don't get why. I can't think of any logical reason why they would do that on purpose, so it just seems kind of like a flaw. But when I hit the brakes, it goes disc brakes, e-brake. And it doesn't make sense. Why doesn't the e-brake engage at the same time as the disc brake? Now in my head, I have to hit the brakes and then plan on an unexpected surge of braking power in X amount of seconds. That's weird. Don't like that.